Right, come on everyone. Anyone else got anything new to say? Drink? There we go, nice tasty flavoured water. Rex.
What do you want, Shepherd?
Oh, personal.
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
I'm guessing you couldn't do that back on your planet.
Why
Or
not stay
system,
and help your
should I say.
people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed.
Ah, is that where the scar's from?
I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
So you're a moron.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through.
Well, yeah, with the amount of
Some of the
rate of
tribes
births that
started
you have that
coming
are
around.
successful, you would have to focus on it eventually. I think for longer than a generation just to get your numbers back up.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes.
Crush.
A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go.
Okay.
It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
And let me guess. Violence
Sounds like
happened.
a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites
Ooh,
you
wow,
to a
okay.
crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
I'll go middle option now.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
No. Now that I have my family's armor again, there's nothing left for me.
Okay.
So
fair
long,
enough, Rex.
Rex.
I feel like there's more there.
Shepherd.
We'll have more to do later, but for now, fair enough.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
Yeah, but families sometimes don't
I think
talk.
she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Yep.
Dismissed, Chief.
Not going to do any up there, 'cause I've been told who I'm going for.
Sir.
It's not Ashley. Then again, could I cause a scene where I kind of choose? That'd be interesting. That'd be fun. Go on. Can we talk?
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the lieutenant, Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
You're his
Yeah,
family now.
We've always been close.
Yeah,
Me and
Rex
my
is
sisters especially.
Okay, then if I'm
With
his
Dad on
family,
duty
what
so
are we
much,
to
I
each
had
other?
help
What are me and
raise them.
Rex? Brothers? My his uncle? My his nephew? Who's bigger than me? Little brother, big brother? With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mum raise them. Okay. Oh wow, that's a lot. We're getting a lot to do with Ashley now.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
Yeah, is he my big brother? Am I his big brother? I don't know how old Rex is.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
Okay, he's kind of scoffed at that, like you didn't like that.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high
So
school.
4.
With 4 girls, Dad used to say he
You're
felt
the
more
little-
outnumbered
okay,
at home
I'm the
than on
little bro.
maneuvers.
Is that just because he's bigger?
Where did you grow up?
All over. We transferred a half a dozen times before I finished grade school. You go where personnel command sends you, right? I guess that's why I'm so tight with my sisters. We'd have to leave all our friends every 2 or 3 years.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
I don't think I know anything about that being a guy, but I do know people who have been pushy before. Arseholes.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog.
There you go,
Same
Hannah. They want
cluster, but
Amaterasu.
a dozen Hellwire
You want
away.
Okami? With little doggo.
Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course. If he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Why didn't you tell
I'm
the
gonna say,
police?
yeah, just tell the police, get him arrested.
She said it wouldn't solve the real problem, and she and Mike would both become household names. It was a small colony. I said it was
She
her
doesn't
call,
deserve-
Mike, that we should let her do it her way. Mom was pretty pissed about that.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
So there you go, there's
Lynn did
a planet
pistol
called
practice,
Amaterasu
but
out there.
Didn't like it. She's kind of nervous. Sarah took Aikido. Abby decided to learn the sword. She always was a little weird. Likes big skirts and tops you have to tie her into. They do great things to her figure, though.
So, what did you learn?
One of Dad's friends taught me Marine hand to hand.
You said all of your sisters learned self-defense?
Lynn did pistol practice, but didn't like it. Abby decided
Ah, right, no,
they
I
do
just
great
asked
things
that.
to her figure, though.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
Good girl.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before,
Yeah, but
not after.
you wouldn't hug him. No. He'd be like, no, goodbye. It's a bit too far, and then you can just apologise with a hug and say, I'm sorry. No, you're done. You go live your life, I'm gonna go live mine.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart,
come on,
much have I
poetry.
seen and known.
I think, yeah.
Cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
No, it's right. Some poetry's okay.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
No, I don't, but...
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. Says so in the Alliance Charter. Only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
That'll do. Hopefully that's enough just
Sir.
for now. Alright. Talk to your little sir there. I want to get it just so we can, honestly shoot her down when we go for Liara. That'll be funny.
Good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while.
Well, not as much as you, but
Oh,
yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
go on. How so?
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
Well, what did you find then? It sounds bad, but you make it sound like it were even worse.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
What's a Krogan testicle look like?
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
Wait, what?
Somebody
They have 4?
killing out there.
Ugh. Go on, what about Doctor?
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was
All
interviewing
testicles swinging
one
at
of them,
wind.
I came
Yeah.
across something suspicious.
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the
They're gonna
ship was
cut 'em up and
destroyed
grow
so close to the
organs.
Citadel. I told them those hostages were
Unfortunately, yeah.
dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs, but they wouldn't listen.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
A few casualties is a small price to pay to stop someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those hostages might be wishing they'd died by now anyway. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to
Yeah,
Dr.
can we
Salion?
find him?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
We'll go check
I'll
it
check
out.
out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Will do. You definitely deserve to be there. Probably be one that takes the final shot on him. Whew, right, let's see. Just got Tally to talk to now. Anything else to click on to get XP? 4 charge stations. Status, there we go. Tally, and that's it.
Shephard, I'm glad you're here.
You sound more chipper.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shephard. First, we stop Seren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Ah, is that it? Ah, fair enough. I guess we've already got
I
something
should
for
go.
her. Just like Rex, I guess
See
we've
you
technically
later.
got his armor, so he's done. We just have Carden. This is Garrus, is what we just got. Liara and Ashley. Honest. Yeah, Liara. To get stuff for, and then we'll be pretty much done. With side quests for characters, possibly. I think they all get 1. They might get 2. I think it's 1. Maybe an item and a side quest outside in space. Time is it? Let's have a look. 5 to 12. Just level myself up. Might as well finish barrier. And 2 points. Might as well get an upgraded 4. Awesome. Get rid of, let's have a look. Go to the, yep, that's fine. I know that way that is. We can go to them coordinates eventually. Got them 2 left, but we have to go back to the Citadel now. We've done one thing. We've got more assignments that's not clicked on. We've got 8 gases out of 6. Okay, so there's more out there than we need. Okay, cool. I'm glad they did that. I was hoping they did. Alright. Just in case people want to read it on YouTube later when I eventually get these all uploaded. And pause. And pause. 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 Oh, we got one. There we go. That should be enough time easily for you to pause and then catch up. Ah, keep doing that. These hoppers. Good enemies. Difficult to deal with at times. The identified subtypes have been Sapper, Stalker and Ghost. Okay. Genophage. I don't think the Genophages were needed. They could have done it a different way. This seems a bit excessive by a lot. Put it there. And then there. Pause it just in case, and then the end. Smaller ships. I'll put it about there just in case, and then there. Eee, these paragraphs, why can't they all just be the same size? Put here just that last bit of sentence, and that paragraph, and the end. Okay, cool. Due to the cost of his last letters there. Cool. New other species. All the way down. Cool. Military ranks. I'm guessing military ranks are the same as what we have in the real world. Well, or at least similar to a very close degree. Get all this out the way. Just I know a lot of people do like reading the lore to stuff. Just too much for me to read right now. Two are there. Nearly done. Let's just get all these on so people can read them. There we go. Just technology now. We've seen that one. There we go. Right, quickly.
In the early 2160s,
I don't know if we've seen this one, so
began aggressive
put it
colonization of worlds
Unsapient, Husks, Sin, Fresher Moors. Look at that image. That guy. Let's just assume he didn't get away.
Threshers reproduce via spores that can lie dormant for millennia. The Citadel space is an unofficial term referring to any region of space. Pharaohs. There are between 200 and 400 billion stars in the galaxy, and less than 1% of them have ever been visited or had their systems proper. Faster than light drives use element 0 cores to reduce the mass of the ship, allowing higher rates of acceleration. The Normandy is a prototype starship developed by the ship. Mobility dominates space combat. The primary objective is to align the
We're gonna get there soon. Come on. Them 2 paragraphs are there. And on my paragraph for that.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate dark energy and create
Dark energy.
An artificial intelligence is a self-aware computing system.
Pretty much the Force, but not, unfortunately, not as cool as the Force.
Creation of a conscious AI. When subjected to an electrical current, the rare material dubbed Element Zero or Element Zero can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space.
Nearly there. We've got one more tab after this.
Devices that combine a computer microframe, sensor analysis.
Omni tools get cooler later.
Combat hard suits use a dual
In the next games, anyway.
to protect the wearer. A mass accelerator propels a solid metal slug using precisely controlled electromagnetic attraction.
Is that it? Nope. Oh, still something in secondary. Yeah. And that one's done. Oh wow, there's so much stuff in this game to read. I feel like I'd end up doing a full-on stream, just each part in a day, just reading. But like I said, I'm doing this just so people can pause it and read if they really want to. And there we go, and is that it? Primary's not flashing, but secondary is. What now? Oh wow, okay. Probably guess what thrusters are. All this dialogue, all this text, all this information. Don't get me wrong, fair credit to the creators of the game putting all this information in for people to read. Shows that they actually really enjoyed making this series. And really thought about all the lore behind it and what they could put into it to just make it sound even better. Imagine if this weren't here, you'd just be like, okay, how does this work? Someone would be. Although, that's not how you spell Guardians, that bugged me. Done? Nah, it's right, okay. It is now... Ooh, it's just gone past 12. Save that there. Oh, quick little check. Oh, right. I feel like I might come off for tonight. We've got quite a bit done. We've finally got Liara. And next up, well, tomorrow, we're just going to end up going back to Citadel, just making sure we haven't missed any quests. Finish off any side quests in space first before we go back. And yeah, we'll probably see if we can buy some really good equipment, since we've got a lot of money now, and make sure everyone's equipped with the best they can have. I'm going to probably focus on me being the best equipment, then Tally, and then possibly Garrus too. It's between Garrus, Rex and Tally. I'm going to equip the most. But we can do that all tomorrow, so thank you everyone for joining me. I know there's a lot of people that have just been watching or have had me in the background, so thank you for that anyway in regards. Hopefully tomorrow we're all feeling a bit more energetic, and if people want to talk in chat, you can. There's a lot of you in there, so you can talk to each other, talk about games you like, games you don't like, anything. Other than that, thank you all for joining me. This has been my second streaming day, the end of it. I've been enjoying it. This game is really, really good. There's a few bugs here and there, but nothing majorly game breaking. You just load to get rid of them, or most of them turn out to be comical. Like I said to everyone on the last stream too, these all will be going up on YouTube, possibly in a week or two. Let me see if I can get that sorted and get the proper software to edit the videos for myself. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and hopefully you'll join the next ones too. Have a good night. Bye.